I'd like to call to order the Enfield Inland Wetlands and Watercourse Agency meeting for Tuesday, October 17th, and at 7 p.m. Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Fire evacuation, if there's a problem in the building, we could go out the door in the back or the door to my left and down the stairs and away from the building. Roll call?
Donna Corbin-Savinsky.
Yes.
Kevin Zorda.
Here.
Virginia Higley, here. Robert Hendrickson.
Here.
Ann Collins.
Here.
Nancy Martin.
Here.
Phil Kober.
Here.
Okay, thanks.
Chris Renaud.
Here.
Okay, public communication. Is there anybody wanting to speak?
Sitting, Chris.
No, because, yeah. There's nobody, and again, anybody in the audience that wants to speak regarding items not on the agenda? No. And one last time, anybody want to speak regarding items not on the agenda? Seeing none. Agent correspondence. The only thing I had was, I forwarded everybody the email the other day regarding the Kakiwik conference. So in case you wanted to go look at the agenda and stuff, it's good. It's a nice conference.
I just want to add, I do not believe there is a option to participate remotely, unfortunately, but this year it will be held at the Bristol Convention Center.
Okay. Interesting.
It's a new location.
This is a new location, yeah. Next is approval of minutes from October 3rd.
I will make a motion to approve the minutes of October 3rd, 2023.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none? Roll call?
Donna Corbin-Savinsky.
Yes.
Kevin Zorda.
Yes.
Virginia Higley, yes. Robert Hendrickson.
Yes.
Ann Collins.
Yes.
Nancy Martin.
Yes.
Phil Kober.
Yes.
And Chris Renaud.
7 in favor, motion passes. There's no town attorney report, there's no continued public hearings, there's no new public hearings, and no new old business. So we're down to new business, yay. Determination of need is DPN 2023-09-26 Bacon Road, application for a notification of timber harvest. Brennan Sheehan applicant, I'm gonna get that wrong. Vakni Shanmani, owner, map 95, lot 1, I-1, R44 zone. Hi, could you state your name and address for the record, please?
Hey, good afternoon. My name is Brennan Shahan. I am a resident of Towpath Lane in Granby, Connecticut. Here today as a representative for Mr. Chomney,
Excuse
who
me.
recently purchased 40 acres of forest land out off of Bacon Road a couple years ago. Mr. Chomney is very interested in nature, outdoor recreation. He's consulted with a state forester, has had the state forester out there look at the property, evaluate it. That forester pointed in my direction as a private forester to help him navigate enrolling that property in the PA 490 program, which I did for him this year. So that property will now be locked up in the PA 490 moving forward. And then while out there, we looked at the forest health and the density of the stands, and it was Mr. Chomney's plan to implement a timber harvest. So that's what I've brought before the Wetlands Commission tonight, is to go over the plans to do a commercial timber harvest to help promote a healthy and more productive forest. There's hemlock stand out there that's under severe attack from the hemlock woolly adelgid and the hemlock scale. That's been a development that's been going on the last few years throughout our region, which is really negatively impacting the hemlock stands and killing them, unfortunately. This stand doesn't look very healthy, and my guess is going to die in the next few years. So harvest it now while it still has some economic viability, and create space for new forest to generate in its place. This property is pretty low-lying, very level. The soils are very heavy to clay. There's a lot of water and wetlands scattered throughout the 40 acres. Some of it is, some of those acreage are unharvestable because of the wetlands found in different corners throughout the property. But this property does have history of a timber harvest. It was harvested just over 20 years ago. You can see the evidence of a harvest there. The landing was on Bacon Road, which is what's proposed for this operation as well. The main skid trails drive right through the middle of the property. I'm going to be utilizing the same skid trails that we utilized before. And if you do the harvest during either a cold, frozen winter or dry summer conditions, would make it very conducive to, getting this plan implemented and harvested in the best possible way. I was out there a few weeks ago after all these rains. Obviously, that was not the time of the year to be rolling big equipment in to do a timber harvest. There's a lot of water standing on the property throughout, and I was identified those areas for Georgiana and updated the map, and I think you have that before you tonight. What I'm looking for is a jurisdictional ruling that this is a commercial forestry operation and it would be permitted as of right.
I have nothing to add. Nope, no staff comments, nothing. It's an agricultural activity, and I just cited the regulations that kind of tie into this type of application. So that's pretty much it.
Quick question. So is the skid trail crossing any waterways, any of the streams?
There's some, so the land is very level, so the water does tend to travel east to west on the property. So under high water, the water will slowly drain across. So there's two areas indicated on the map that would be crossed. If it was a dry summer, you'd be crossing those without any impact to that channel. I think I included a photo of bridge mats that we utilize for a lot of our timber harvests. So you just lay those bridge mats down. They're 20 feet long. They're 3 feet wide each. You can cross a simple, small crossing, but with very little impact to that area. Then remove that bridge mat, and it's left, as it was prior to even showing up. Yeah.
So just areas that are wet during the wet season. It's not like a vernal pool or anything like that.
There are some vernal pools out there that come up on GIS, and you go out there, you'll see them. We won't go into a vernal pool. We protect that area. We don't fell any trees inside a vernal pool as well.
Right.
It's a sensitive ecosystem, and we value those, so we can ignore those. We can harvest in and around them, but not in them, but around them.
Right. Yeah. So as far as the regulation is, as long as he's not filling a wetland or digging up a wetland, it is as of right. And my opinion is it doesn't need a permit.
I just have one quick question. What are you doing with the stumps?
Oh, the stumps stay in place. So this is just a commercial timber harvest where we leave the stumps
Okay.
right
thank
where they
you.
are. Yeah.
It was very thorough, your presentation. I enjoyed looking at it.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
It was good. Phil?
I was going to ask, has there been a wetland survey or delineation, or from what you can tell just on the maps, is that accurate to what you said, the water courses and the wetlands appear on the property?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, I was out there a couple weeks ago, as Georgiana asked me to sharpen my map for her, and I went around there with a GPS and kind of tried to delineate those boundaries just by, looking where all that standing water was, and then I drew them in to my best ability. So yeah, those, as of 2 weeks ago, the area that I marked was the areas that were holding more water than usual. That area could shrink if it was a drought, or could grow if there was even more rains. Yeah.
Excuse me, Commissioner Kober, the applicant did not get a delineation from a soil scientist, just going by the GIS. And then I do just want to add that if you remember from the CT Deep wetlands training, there was a portion covered on timber harvesting, and it's actually quite beneficial for mature forests, and it clears out old, diseased, dying trees. And in this case, Mr. Chomney caught them in time to have economic benefit from the tree removal, and it would actually make the forest more healthy and be beneficial to the wetlands existing there and the species.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, the only one thing I remember about, I remember a lot from it, but that, there's controversy on whether if you're crossing a waterway and you're putting down all the stuff in it, the branches and things like that, is that filling in a wetlands? That's why I asked
Big
if you're
discussion,
crossing any of the streams or anything, but.
By using the bridge mats, it's a temporary, if you want to call it fill, it's a temporary structure that's put down and then
not
picked
a
up
fill.
and removed. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a fill, it's just a bridge.
It's just a bridge.
We saw those, actually.
yeah.
We went to class. That was good. Yeah. Sure.
How will your diseased hemlock stands be disposed of so they don't spread to any other hemlock stands in the area?
Yeah, unfortunately, the hemlock woolly diligent and the hemlock scale are insects that are, thriving throughout our area. And, we will benefit by harvesting these while they're still alive, but they won't prevent the spread from that. Those populations are exploding right now due to the warmer winters, and the scale is just, the populations have just grown. I haven't seen them growing so quickly in my career in a long time.
So you'll use them for mulch and sell them?
Oh, the hemlock will be sold primarily first for logs, for structural purposes, and then the rest will be ground up for mulch products, yeah.
I think that's wind distributed anyways, isn't it? So it's.
Yeah, yes, yep.
I just wanted to ask, are all the abutters are aware of your plans?
I have not notified the abutters as part of this application, no.
I drove around there today and looked. There are a lot of abutters, and Cozy Street actually is right on top of the outflow from the lake from Jawbrook. So I'm sure they would be interested, if there's going to be any changes in the water flow patterns.
We're not changing the
changing
water flow by any means, and the Jawbrook Brook will be protected, which is in the northeastern section of this property. There's a 20-foot buffer associated with that for this timber harvest, so there's no reason for us to be getting anywhere near those stream banks.
Right.
That stream
But you
bank.
are required to notify the abutters.
No, we're not.
No.
We're looking for, as this isn't an official wetlands permit application, this
Right.
is looking for a jurisdictional ruling permitted as of right.
Right. It's as of right.
So abutters would come into play if the agency decided to require a permit and hold a public hearing. Public hearings are where the abutters come into play.
Right. So, anybody else? Questions, comments? No?
I will make a motion that DPN number 2023-09-26 Bacon Road, application for a notification of timber harvest, Brennan Sheehan, applicant, Vacny Chonamani, owner, map 95, lot 1, I-1 and R44 zones, does not require a permit for wetland.
Commissioner Zorda, can you just include the fact that it's agriculturally exempt?
Because it is as of right as an agricultural timber harvest.
Second.
Any discussion? No. Seeing none, roll call, please.
Donna Corbin Sabinski.
Yes.
Kevin Zorda.
Yes.
Virginia Higley, yes. Robert Hendrickson.
Yes.
Ann Collins.
Abstain.
Nancy Martin.
Yes.
Phil Kober.
Abstain.
So 5 in favor, 2 abstains, motion passes. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The next one is IW 691, 145 and 153 South Road. It was the application for a wetland permit for the development of the Maplewood Village Apartments, Enfield Properties LLC, and Maplewood Village of Enfield LLC. Applicant owner, map 55, lot 80, and map 55, lot 59, I-1, R44 zones. Now, we
So-
did get the letter. Yeah, go ahead.
On your desk today, you should receive the email of a request for a continuation. The applicants and the representative are still in the process of updating their soil science report since the last one was from 2011, and it still references the original development of elderly housing. And you will also have on your desk the historical minutes and the notice from the last time it was before the agency.
Thank you.
That's all I have.
Okay, so can we have a motion to continue? It's going to continue to the 21st, is that what they agreed?
Yes, the 21st.
I will make a motion to continue IW to number 691, 145, and 153 South Road applications for a wetland permit for the development of Maplewood Village Apartments, Enfield Properties LLC, and Maplewood Village of Enfield LLC. Applicant owners, map 55, lot 80, and map 55, lot 59, I-1, R44 zones.
Second.
Okay, that was Bob. So we have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
I'll just say I'm in favor of continuing based on the applicant's request.
Thank you. Okay, can we have roll call?
Donna Corbin Sabinski.
Yes.
Kevin Zorda.
Yes.
Virginia Higley, yes. Robert Hendrickson.
Yes.
Ann Collins.
Yes.
Nancy Martin.
Yes.
Phil Kober.
Yes.
7 in favor, motion passes. Bless you. Next is enforcement reports. None.
Nothing to enforce.
Thank you.
Just a quick question on that, though. So the person that we had came in with the violation.
10-wheeler?
Of the lake, yep.
Yep, they are appealing their zoning violation to ZBA, and we have not received an application yet, and I'm not sure if work is still ongoing or not.
So that's my biggest concern is, I mean, literally inches away from the lake
Yeah.
with what they were doing that, and the picture showed that the protection was not, you know, he said it was fixed, but is Rick back? Do we have anybody to?
Yeah, Rick is back, and he did go out to site. However, I didn't have a chance to talk to him about it today, and I'm not sure what the current status is. They just submitted their appeal a few days ago for ZBA. They're to be heard on the 23rd, but then the attorney requested an extension, so they won't be heard for ZBA until November something. And we just haven't gotten the wetlands application in yet, but they did apply online, and I'm still waiting for all those physical copies and everything.
So do we need to do anything to ensure, just to have Rick monitor to make sure that they're maintaining that? Should we do anything? Because even in that picture, the silt fence didn't even go across the whole back. He had some of the hay bales and the round hay stuff, but it was a little haphazardly installed.
So what I can do is tomorrow, when Rick and I are in the office, I can talk to him about tonight's meeting and just let him know that we should get an update out, and I'll have him go out and I can send an email to you guys, or I can update
fine.
you at the next meeting.
Super.
Yeah, but they should be coming in with an application. I'm just not sure when.
Right, I just don't want it to go out forever and then
Yeah.
have more damage.
Yeah, I think they repaired their silt fencing, but don't quote me on that. I'm not
He said
100%
he did.
sure.
He said he
so-
did the week of our meeting, but
Okay.
thank you.
Okay, anybody else? Report of planning staff?
So, as you may notice, we have no applications being received. A couple weeks ago, the building department issued a building violation to a property at 1A Glenwood Street for building additions and a pool without permits. A portion of his property is within the wetlands. He is a little bit difficult to get a hold of. He does not have an email. The number he had listed on his application was incorrect, and after finding his application, his phone number, I was able to call and leave a voicemail, and he didn't really understand what my voicemail was referencing. His application is only partly filled out. He does not have a narrative, a deed, or any information about what exactly he is applying for. So I'm working with him right now, trying to get a hold of him. It hasn't been easy these past few days to get a hold of him. And just right now, the application just isn't being processed because I don't really have much to process. So I haven't really stamped it in or anything. So I believe it would be just safe to not receive it yet,
Right.
and just wait for it to be complete. That way you, the agency, have something to look at when he comes before you. And what he's applying for does not cover all the permits that he did not pull from the building department. It's like the in-ground pool, and there's an addition and a few other things going on at site that I have to verify still. So it's just in the works, and when it's ready, I'll have it before you immediately. But that's where I am right now with that application.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, it's good, I think, to wait until we have everything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it doesn't slow the process. That's it.
that's it.
Anything for miscellaneous? I just wanted to wish everybody that's running for office good luck. It's a lot of work, and thank you very much for putting your names out there and going through all the process. It's really tough. I know it's a lot of work.
Don't leave us.
Of course, if you win, we end up leaving you, but that's sad. But good luck to you anyways, and everybody else that put their names out there. Anybody else have anything?
Yeah, we've talked about that, though.
Yeah, we have.
No leaving.
Anybody else have anything? Okay, do you have a motion?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
This is Ginny. All in favor?
Aye.
What time?
Ginny, 7:19.
Get the record?
Kick one can down.